Oops. I have been warned. Turn my visual off when I do this. So. All right. That did not come through. Hold on. There we go. And I am sharing it with you. Okay, and it should also be on YouTube. Okay, welcome to Any Sunday Songwriters. My name is Jan Seides. I'll be visible in a minute. And my guest today is Bill Palmer. We had Chris Angeles was supposed to be here too, but she is currently flying somewhere between Greece and the U.S. because her flight got rescheduled. So Bill and I are going to hold the fort today. Bill, start the recorder. Yeah. There. Bill, tell us a little about yourself and play us a song.
Oh, all right. Well, I am Bill. I live in Jekyll Island, Georgia. I enjoy songwriting and golf. And I guess been doing it with the guitar here for a little while here. So this first song is kind of inspired by, we recently moved to the coast of Georgia in the kind of on an island environment, very different from where we lived in Kentucky or Chicago. So when we moved down here, we found that, or I think we both did, that in the summertime it's very hot, which is all right because we're kind of used to that. But it's a little spookier because there's like Spanish moss and kind of all this stuff going on at night, owls and sounds in the night. So anyway, this song is a little bit about that, I guess. It's called Chasing the Frog in the Garden, for no particular reason really, but that's the name. Don't know where I'm going, gonna find a new place, somewhere different in time and in space. Spanish moss in the wind and salt in the air, mysterious voices from everywhere in the trees. Well, I'm gonna feel hotter with the sweat on my face. Well, those crickets at night, an alligator might be any place. Spanish moss in the wind and salt in the air, mysterious voices from everywhere in the trees. We're just sitting in a low spot in time and in space, slowing way down just to find a new pace, till time and spaces Well, I don't know where I'm going, gonna find a new place. Somewhere different in time and in space. Spanish moss in the wind and salt in the air. Mysterious voices from everywhere in the trees. Just sitting in the low spot in time and in space. I'm slowing way down just to find a new pace. No time and space is just space.
Marvelous.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, hi, Rick, and hi to Sybil, who is on the Facebook. I'm Jan Seides, and I'm going to sing a song about how I ended up in Austin, Texas, and how weird that is to me. I grew up in the North and Northeast, and I never, in my wildest imaginings, ever imagined living in Texas. In fact, when I did, it seemed like a really bad idea. But I thought I was stopping here temporarily on my way to California. Temporary turned out to be permanent. And this is the story. Hi, Janet. When I left New York City, I thought walls and lights were pretty. Wide open space, well, that was Central Park. And when I pulled into Austin, thought soon I would be leaving. But a little bit of Texas got stuck here in my heart. Well, the sky's so big it scared me, but the people were so friendly. I kept putting off the date when I would depart for that west horizon. Never realized the longer that I waited, the more leaving would be hard. When I finally hit the road on Highway 10, I said, "So long, Austin, I won't be back again." But I missed Texas every day and every night. I missed Texas, even things I didn't like. I missed Texas, it was tearing me apart. 'Cause a little bit of Texas got stuck here in my heart. There I was in LA, and I'm thinking I have it made. But every now and then my dreams would fall apart, and all the shoulders I could cry on were in some distant time zone. So I would cry all by myself for the breaking of my heart. Aw, that's not fair. Now I smile and shake my head, say, how silly can you get? What could I have been thinking to be wandering that far? And the man who walks beside me, I came back so he could find me. And we're both firmly wed to the heart of the Lone Star. When I finally hit the road on Highway 10, I I said, make room, Austin, 'cause I'm coming home again. 'Cause I miss Texas every day and every night. I miss Texas, even things I still don't like. I missed Texas, and it was tearing me apart. 'Cause a little bit of Texas was stuck here in my heart. Yes, I missed Texas, I will never more depart. 'Cause a little bit of Texas, right out of the middle, it's stuck here in my heart. Yeehaw.
All right.
So we're going to just, thank you, just keep going back and forth here until they throw us out.
Well, since you have the keys, so that should be good. Unfortunately, I'm not quite done tuning. I took a capo off here, so I'll just take a second. This is how we stall for time, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Works every time.
Okay. This is a little different kind of a song. It's called Your Causal Circumstance. Sometimes I would be around people where they were convinced that they had accomplished what they had accomplished solely because of how wonderful they were or how good they were. And I run into people who have thought that they were miserable because of all the terrible things that had happened to them. And I started thinking about, well, I think that there's more to it than that. So anyway, this is supposed to be about that. We get invited to this dance and mostly we walk right through it in a trance where we play the game. We learn the rules from strangers we met while we're still in school. Sometimes we lose and we get depressed. We're afraid that somehow we're not blessed when after all, just a test of the random chances in this contest. Hey, what if the cards are dealt and the stars are cast and the things that happened to us in the past were not deserved, but just a mess. A million choices that were made too fast. Well then, our lives are ruled mostly just by chance, just by the random circumstance, and luck is all that makes this place just like it does with the stars out in outer space. So when you're feeling blue and you don't know what to do, and when you're feeling sad 'cause your sweetheart said you're bad, well, you thought you had some luck and now you're pretty darn sure that you used it all up. Just shuffle them cards, call your mama on the phone, shake them dice and roll them bones. Now your cards are dealt and your dice are cast. Well, the things are gonna happen to you after that won't be deserved, but just a mess through the million choices you're gonna make too fast. We got invited to this dance and mostly we walk right through it in a trance where we play that game. We learn the rules from strangers we met while we're still in school. Well, sometimes we win and we make that blunder to think we're smart and we have thunder and never think. We never wonder if luck's the only reason for those charms we're under. What if those cards are dealt and the dice are cast, and the things that happened to us in the past were not deserved, but just amassed by those random chances in these contests? Or what if our lives are ruled mostly just by chance? Well, just by the random circumstance, then luck is all that made my place, just like it does with those stars out in outer space. So when you're feeling blue and you don't know what to do, when you're feeling sad, 'cause your sweetheart says she's mad. Well, you thought you had some luck, and now you're pretty darn sure that you used it all up with just a shovel and cards. I call your mama on the phone, shake them dice, oh, roll them bones now. Your cards are dealt and your dice are cast. Those things are gonna happen to you after that won't be deserved, but just a mask through a million choices you're gonna make too fast. And luck is all that makes this place just like it does with the stars out in outer space. And luck is all that makes this place just like it does with the stars out in outer space.
Nice. Great message. Yeah. There was part of it that reminded me of a song by my friend Katie Cash. It's called Crazy Girl, and she's mourning the loss of her true love, or maybe not.
or maybe not. Yeah.
And one of the verses goes, "Put away the peanut butter and call your mother."
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure call your mama on the phone is a pretty big cliche somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I liked it. So I'm writing a second musical because one does. And the first one was, it hasn't been staged yet, but it made some noise, and I was pretty happy with the results, and I'm still waiting for more results. But while I'm waiting, I'm writing another one, because I read somewhere that everybody has a show in their pocket called The House I Grew Up In. So I thought, well, sure, why not? So this is the opening song from that musical. Everybody's got a fascinating little story they are trying to tell, to justify themselves. And everybody's wants to be seen as being in the right, clear as black and white. Everybody wants to tell you how they came to be who they are, the star of the story. There we go. Everybody's got a guilty little secret they are trying to hide, and they're terrified. Somebody will drag the dirty little details out in the light one day, so they run away. They all want to assure you of their innocence and that they are not the villain of the story. But me, I'm an open book. Take a look, you'll see. There's nothing I can't reveal. This is me. But even I have got an enigmatic little mystery I need to explain, so I can remain the hero of the story. Everybody's got a fascinating little story. Everybody's got a dirty little secret. Everybody's got an enigmatic little mystery. Yeah, Snidely Whiplash, that's me.
I was going to like that.
I was going to ask who that was. I go, oh no, let's Yeah, that's from Dudley Do-Right, right?
Yeah. So this is Rick Herndon, who often does this sort of thing.
Right when you're playing, right?
Yeah, he'll put up a background that's in line with your song, and it's very entertaining. So we're going to let him do that.
Oh,
as quickly as I can find an image.
And we have, hi, Jackie. Hi. And hi, Phil. And hi, Janet. We have an international audience now. Janet and Phil are in Israel, and Jackie's in the UK.
Oh, my.
So, yeah. So we're
so we're
worldwide.
those artists who are underappreciated in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They know
I
about
always aspired
us.
to be one
They're,
of those.
They're artists who are underappreciated in Israel and the U.S., the whole rest of the world.
Everywhere.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to go, right?
Yeah, that's the way
So
it
this
is.
is Bill Palmer, and he is here from Georgia, and he's going to give us a song, aren't you, Bill?
I am. And it's about Tennessee.
Cool.
Or imagining. It's some songs kind of have some reality to your life. This one doesn't. I mean, I suppose it could. But it's just a thought, I guess, about driving through the Midwest in the summertime, or the South. I guess I would say the near South. Once then, those of you who live in arid and cool and or arid and hot climates, it's a little different when it gets humid in the summertime. There's a whole another range of things that you smell and hear, I guess. It's called Driving Through Memphis. Miss you in the summer, I'm gonna miss you in the fall. Gonna miss you in the morning, might miss you when you call. And I'm driving through Memphis in the middle of the night. The smell of cut hay and rain makes a thick perfume, and my eyes are heavy, I'm looking for a room. Driving through Memphis, windows down in the middle of the night. All those things you said are stuck inside my head, and it's playing like the movies or like a book I haven't read. Or like the burned out letters of the truck stop signs up ahead. Skimming across the bridges of the muddy Mississippi, I can feel your breath in the flickering light. And I know the Mississippi's gonna sing to me tonight. Hissing of the rain and the singing of the tires and the stinging smoke from the smoldering fire keep me awake through the night in the darkest hour. While skimming across those bridges of a muggy Mississippi, I can hear your voice ringing in my ear. In the rearview mirror, our bridges slowly disappear. I'm gonna miss you in the summer, gonna miss you in the fall. Gonna miss you in the morning, might miss you when you call. And I hope you'll call in the middle of the night. When I'm driving through Memphis in the middle of the night. Driving through Memphis, windows down in the middle of the night.
Yes. When I first drove down from New York, I thought that Tennessee was the prettiest place I've ever seen.
Oh, there's a lot of beautiful country in
Yeah.
Tennessee, that's for sure.
If it hadn't been for the fact that I fell in love with Austin, I probably would be living in Tennessee.
Oh, there you go.
So, this is, I don't know what this is, but I will say that my husband has been working with a tango group for about a couple of years now, called Quintango, and they're wonderful, and if you ever run into them, you should definitely give them some attention. But tango, it turns out, rubs off just a little bit, and consequently this song came out as one. So, and in fact, that's its name, Tango for One. First, make a list, all the qualities you missed on your previous attempts. Then make a plan, all the places where someone like that might frequent. Call all your friends, let them know you're on the mend from your last affair. Consult your horoscope, seize the moment, and say a little prayer. And then you wait. You hurry up and wait. You're at the right place, at the right time to meet your soulmate. You just wait, gently knocking on the gates of love sublime. It's just a matter of patience and timing in the tango for one. Improve yourself, pay attention to your health, learn a new dance. Take a little trip, give your blues the swip, change your circumstance. Exercise your brain, learn a new language, do something just for fun. Get your fortune told, buy new clothes, you may already have won. And then you wait, you hurry up and wait. Be at the right place, at the right time to meet your soulmate. You just wait, gently knocking on the gates of love sublime. It's just a matter of patience and timing in the tango for one. Sooner or later, you're gonna notice a change. Your own company ain't half as bad as they claim, and it's not a thing for shame. You can't afford to wait. You can hurry up and wait. In the right place, at the right time, you'll meet your soulmate. Just you wait. You'll be entering the gates of love sublime. It's just a matter of patience and timing in the tango for one. 'Cause it's all about patience and timing in the tango for one. Thank you.
I think that could go with your last song, with the play about yourself. That's your life. Cool.
Yes,
Those could go together.
they could. In the same show, even.
I know. I was thinking, I do that. You know, it's funny that you mentioned it. I guess it's probably not an uncommon thing, but, you know, as I wrote more and more songs, I'm like, you know, it would be possible to string almost every song that I've written and make a play out of it. I really think you could, you know?
Oh, you absolutely could. By the way, the background on Rick's Square right now, that's this song on SoundCloud. That's the cover I gave
Oh,
it.
what a great cover for it. Perfect.
Thank you. Yeah.
You've got your own
Canva.
marketing company with Rick over there. Holy
Well,
moly.
sorry that her head slopped off. I can't control
Well,
how
you
the
can't,
image.
not everything works out.
Right. I wish it were much narrower.
What does she need that for? Come on.
Shit,
Well, at least
when you tango, you don't need your head, right?
it's all from the heart, right?
Yeah. So,
All
I forgot to say hello to Greg Baskin, who he's been here in Austin and he's been in South Africa. I'm not sure where he is now.
Oh.
Yeah. Hi, Greg.
I guess, am I up here, I guess? I guess it would be my turn, huh? I had to duck out for a second. This is actually an old song, but I always forget how it goes. So it's supposed to I don't know if it's a country song, but I've got a lot of the ingredients. There's a train. So this is going to sort of be the train. And the trick is to get the train going the right speed. And then there's cheating on your girlfriend. So that's big. And there's some. So this is, once again, this isn't a real song about me, because this is about somebody who isn't very nice. But so, I'm waiting at the station for my darling to come. I'm waiting at the station for my darling to come. Wrote her a letter, well, I don't know if she'll come home. Well, I miss you in the morning, well, I miss you most every night. I miss you in the morning, well, I miss you most every night. I hope you come today and we can make all those bad things turn right. Suppose you think it's my fault we had that terrible fight. I suppose you think it's my fault we had that terrible fight. Well, I guess you could be right. Sure do miss you tonight. If I'd known going out with her sister was wrong, I wouldn't have done that so long. Kissing on her best friend, well, I wouldn't have done that at all. I miss you in the morning, well, I miss you all night long. Well, I see that big old headlight coming down the track. I hear that engine humming down the track. Oh, but deep down I worry that train won't bring my baby back. Well, I miss you in the morning, I miss you most every night. I miss you in the morning, I miss you most every night. I hope you come today and we can make all those bad things turn right. Well, I'm waiting at the station for my darling to come. And I hear that engine humming down the track. But deep down I worry, well, that train won't bring my baby back. Well, now deep down I worry, that train won't bring my baby back. Song about sort of a rascal.
Yeah.
Some of that southern rascal fine.
Yeah. Bad lovers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just pretending to be one. It's not.
I had a song long ago that I stopped doing because I met somebody who personified the polar opposite, but it was called Bad Love is Worse Than No Love at All. And I knew from where I spoke.
You had the credentials, huh?
Yeah. I had the scars to prove it. Well, this is about the opposite of that. And we all know you're not a bad guy, Bill. But as Rick says here, it's complicated. If I had it to do over, a mulligan for all of those mistakes, maybe I would take it slower and think about the reasons I should wait for the other shoe. But then I wouldn't be with you. If I had it to do over, a second chance to turn and walk away from all the careless promises and all the times my trust was betrayed, 'cause I didn't have a clue. But then I wouldn't be with you. You are the reason I still believe. A guardian angel watches over me. So if I had it to do over, an opportunity that few receive, I might be lying here tonight, dreaming dreams that probably would never come true. So I wouldn't follow through, because then I wouldn't be with you.
All right. Very nice.
Thank you.
Gosh, you even got a heart from Andy.
Yeah, I know. I love it when he does that. He knows who that's for.
Ah. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So the last song I did was about being a scallywag, being sad. So one of the advantages of growing up in Chicago is, until I was in my sort of early 20s, I guess, is that I got to go to a lot of blues clubs. Got sort of saturated. I didn't play music at that time, really, but it's just kind of becomes part of you. Kind of, I guess, like living in New Orleans or Memphis or somewhere, Boston, places where there's some iconic music. So this is it ended up being a Chicago, I think, sort of Chicago-style blues, I guess, if there is such a thing. I think there is. And but it's sort of inspired by my wife's affection for the British baking show. She's a big fan, and I pretend not to like it, but actually I think it's pretty cool. But there was this, they make these pastries and stuff like that, or different baked things, and there's this thing called pulled sugar, which it almost looks like glass. It's like you swear you could cut yourself, you probably could cut yourself on it. It can make it shiny and smooth and glass-like, and it's beautiful. So anyway, this is called Pulled Sugar Baby, and it's not supposed to be in this key. Hold on. We might get into it. It's blues. It doesn't have to be perfectly in tune, right? Joe Palmer is watching this, or at least listening. He's on there. And I was just out in San Jose, and he and I got to play this at the Poor House Bistro together last week or week before last. Well, you pulled sugar, baby, and nothing else can be so sweet. Well, you pulled sugar, baby, so beautiful to see. About that sugar pull so tight now, honey, you're gonna need to bring a little heat. You're an angel in the morning, you're an angel in the fall. You're an angel in the evening, never know when you're gonna call. You're a dangerous devil in the summer, oh, anytime might be a squall. I've been trying to help you, honey. I've been trying all day long. I gave you all of my money. I sing a long and lonesome song. Well, the day don't look so sunny. Oh, I'm sure you think I've done you wrong. Now, 'cause you're cooking in your kitchen, I smell the spices in the air. Hot biscuits in your oven. There's flour splattered everywhere. Oh, good Lord, you know I'm hungry. Oh, but I know. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, yes, I know. You just don't care. Well, you put sugar, baby. Nothing else could be so sweet. Well, you put sugar, baby, so beautiful to see. Oh, but that sugar pulls so tight now, oh, gonna need to bring just a little heat. You're that angel in the morning. You're that angel in the fall. You're that angel in the evening. Never know when you're gonna call. You're a dangerous devil in the summer. Oh, anytime might be a squall. You're a dangerous devil in the summer. Oh, anytime at all might be a squall.
Marvelous.
I wish I could show you a tenth of the photos of pulled sugar I've been looking at.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, isn't that something? And that's a good one, but there's like way better ones too.
Yeah, that's just like a little miniature thing. There's zillions of these things.
I know, it's like amazing. Like you didn't know that it even existed.
Never heard of it.
I know.
We used to call that ribbon candy when I was a kid.
Yeah, it might be the same. And they did make some. They did have some like in boxes, kind of like a little swirl, like kind of like that. Only like it might be a peppermint or something like that.
Yeah, the difference is this stuff is transparent.
Yeah, it's like completely like glass. It really it just looks like you would hurt yourself if you ate it.
It's called pulled sugar, like pulled pork.
Well,
I'm sure it's a different process. But
there's pulling involved somewhere.
yeah.
You can have blown sugar, pulled sugar, and some other kind of sugar.
Regular.
Yeah, brown sugar. You can have brown sugar.
Yeah.
You've got confectioner's sugar and lots of stuff. Now, what was I going to do here? I wonder. Okay, so I don't have anything about baking or sugar, but I've been reading this book. It's called The Overstory, and it's by Richard Powers. If it's not Powers, it's Powell. My memory is just shot, you know? Anyway, it's about our relationship with trees and trees' relationship with the planet, and people like Julia Butterfly Hill and other folks like that. But that's incidental to the story. The story is really, there's like 20 main characters, and they're Their relationship with trees is what's on the table here. And it's really good and also really educational. There's stuff about trees that I had no idea was going on. I knew that trees were by and large connected with one another, but there's so much more than that. So I highly recommend The Overstory, and this is my take on the situation, just for starters. Come to the woods with me. Yeah. Let the trees. Oh, I know why. Hold on. There. Come to the woods with me. Let the trees tell you their secrets. Drink from the river that flows through the forest. Come to the woods with me. Come to the woods with me. Hear the miracle of the bird song. Let it transport you and wrap you in calm. Come to the woods with me. Forget your future, forget your machines, forget your 5-year plan. Just for a moment, remember your dreams. Breathe in that sweetness as deep as you can. And come to the woods with me. Find the birthplace of ancient wisdom. Let it restore your sweet optimism in your heart and your soul. Come to the woods with me. Forget your future, forget those machines, forget your 5-year plan. Just for a moment, remember your dreams and breathe in that sweetness as deep as you can. And come to the woods with me. Find the birthplace of ancient wisdom. Let it restore your sweet optimism. Find your heart, find your soul. Let it make you whole. And come to the woods. Come to the woods. Come to the woods with me.
That's a good, I think, I've not read the book. My sister knows the author of that book. And I remember her talking about it years ago when it was first going to be written or published, I guess. And it was like, and she told me all about it, and I did start reading, and then somebody took it from me. So I never got it. I never finished it.
Well, it's on Kindle, and so you can get it back pretty easily.
Oh, I guess I could. Electronically, that would be
yeah,
easy.
it's a
And you
masterpiece.
probably can get it. You can probably get it from your local library through your Kindle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never think about like getting a book from the library. I don't.
I do.
I do.
Books. I should. I don't. I never.
That's
I
the
got
only
out of the
kind I
habit.
read anymore.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. Well, it's a masterpiece, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. This is, I guess, it was inspired by a self-proclaimed 20-something hobo in Eugene, Oregon, sitting outside of Voodoo Donuts. And he had just squished out a cigarette, and he looked at me. I had just gotten my 3 cake donuts, which I like, plain cake donuts. And he went hard to the hoop, going for getting me to give him a donut, and I did not. So probably out of the profound guilt out of not giving him one of my donuts, I decided to steal his idea and make something out of his situation there. So
as one does.
Yeah, well, So anyway, this is an old song, so I'm not sure I know how it goes, but we'll try it. As a boy, I passed a man with rough clothes on the street. He had a small sign asking for something to eat. I put a few bucks into his shaking hand. He said, "Thank you, son. I know you'll be a good man." And he said, "Try to be happy, and please don't forget that regrets are worth less than the butts of old cigarettes. 'Cause even a thrown out old cigarette can be dessert for a hobo. But regrets are slow poison to all the people you'll ever know." Well, gee, mister, thank you for that cheerful phrase. I was just trying to be helpful, but now my mind's in a daze. Well, I'm sure that you mean well, and I mean no disrespect, but I think I'm better off if I try to forget all those things hobos told us when we were just small, when we were playing with bikes and skipping school in the malls. But now I'm much older with kids of my own, and I've tried to be that good man, and I think my knowledge has grown to know a few helpful words might keep others away from those deep angry sorrows at the ends of our days. And I can still hear the old hobo's refrain as I sit with my children on the porch in the rain. Oh, kids, try to be happy, and please don't forget that regrets are worth less than the butts of old cigarettes. And can even a thrown out old cigarette can be dessert for a hobo. But regrets are slow poison to all those people you'll ever know. So kids, try to be happy, and please don't forget that regrets are worth less than the butts of old cigarettes.
I don't actually have a song about, I do, but I never actually finished it. But it was more along the lines of, this could happen to you too.
There by the grace, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to follow up on the one I did earlier. I listened to this podcast while I'm running, and it's been going for 6 or 7 years. So I doubt if I'm going to run out of episodes anytime soon. I'm on 2016, somewhere in the middle of the year now, and he puts them out once a week. So there's 52 for each year, and it's called "You Are Not So Smart," which is what attracted me to it in the first place. Because anybody who hasn't figured that out by the time they're, I don't know, 30. Come, let me show you the caves of Lascaux, where horses and deer and buffalo dance across the walls and the ceilings and the arches above. Ancient and sacred, a gift from the artist's hands. Come with me back to a time when we were young. Follow the herds from an African sun. Enter the caves where they all freely run. And the artist traced his hand in the caves of Lascaux. Here in our 21st century myth, we think that we live by some God-given plan, and all life on earth is for our benefit, ours for the taking, as fast as we can. But come with me back to a time when we were young. Follow the herds from an African sun. Enter the caves where they all freely run. And the artist traced his hand in the caves of Lascaux. Come kneel in the torchlight, come bow your head, give thanks to your brothers, by whose grace you will be fed. And come with me back to a time when we were young. Follow the herds from an African sun. Enter the caves where they all freely run. And the artist traced his hand, and it looks just like yours, in the caves of Lascaux.
Oh, that's great. I see that Rick has a cave back there. I don't know if you noticed back here, but
That's Lascaux.
Is it?
Yeah, behind me is a sand painting. My stepdad was a prolific sand painter.
You moved your microphone.
My stepdad was a prolific. Yeah, I can't see the painting with it there though. but yeah, he did a lot of replicas of famous caves and his own interpretations.
That's great. Well, you can't go there now. They
is that
have
right?
a
Yeah.
replica that you can go look at, but the real thing was in danger of being destroyed.
Loved to death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, as far as your dad painting those replicas, you have to hand it to him.
I guess so. It was pretty amazing. He collected probably several hundred. They're all natural colored sand, and he could collect them from all over the world.
One thing I read recently was that they may have been entertainment, because if you take a flickering torch into the cave,
Oh gosh, yeah, I'll bet
they
it moves
appear to
around.
move.
It's the early movies.
Yeah.
Coming to a wall near you. Oh, cool. Oh, nice, very nice.
Well, here's the actual hands.
Oh, that's kind of spooky.
But wonderful. They're thousands of years old, and they look just like yours.
Yeah, I wish I had found that picture first.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't think I would have known what that was. I think Jan might have heard this song before. We played on a similar, or on the same open mic a while back. So this is sort of there's the blues, and then, sometimes you just, I guess what I think of, I don't want to be too critical, because everybody gets sad, and you want to give people a chance to say the things they're sad about. But sometimes that's all that some people do, is talk about, poor little me, I guess. And I should maybe be more sympathetic, but after, if that's all you're hearing all the time. So anyway, I guess this is a little bit making fun of that kind of thing. But we all do it, so we can all just sort of fess up as well. I got the manic from my mama, I got depression from my dad, I got the gloominess from my girlfriend and all those friends I never had. I got the blues, oh, I got the blues, I got the blues, and I don't know what to do. Well, I think I'll load up all my sadness, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna load up all my sadness and just dump it all on you. I load up all my grief, all my sorrow too. I'm gonna load it all up and just dump it all on you. So you have those blues, just like I do. 'Cause nothing makes me feel better than dredging up my past about the girlfriends that left me and those jobs that did not last. Well, nothing feels sweeter than complaining about my life, whether it's politics or weather, or maybe it's just my wife. Well, everything's more interesting with lots of strain and strife. Well, I'm gonna have to run if you insist upon that knife. I got the blues, oh, I got the blues. I got the blues, oh, and I don't know what to do. I always lose my place here. Well, nothing makes me feel better than dredging up my past about the girlfriends that left me and those jobs that did not last. Well, nothing feels sweeter than complaining about my life, whether it's politics or weather, or maybe it's just my wife. Well, everything's more interesting with lots of strain and strife. I'm gonna have to run if you insist upon that knife. I got the blues, I've got the blues, I got the blues, and I don't know what to do. Well, I think I'm gonna load up on my sadness. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna load it all up and dump it all on you. Well, I'll load up all my grief and all my sorrow too. I'm gonna load it all up and just dump it all on you. Say, hey, those blues, oh, just like I do. So have the blues, oh, just like I do too. You have a big old blues and you don't know what to do.
Bravo.
Imagine if you were a Smurf. I mean, you can't get much better than that.
Oh, there you go. Is he playing in the key of E? I don't think
I
so.
can see that. I think he's playing in the key of B flat.
Oh, wow.
Blues.
Yeah, I got you. Very cool.
Well, I'm going to register my own complaints, but before I do, I have this burning question that I usually ask right around now. And by the way, Jennifer McQuaid says hello. She's watching on YouTube. So, hi, Bill, from Jennifer. And also Tom Maynard has been on. And who else do we have here? Cap and...
Oh, really?
Oh, Joe Isaacs, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we've
Oh,
got
great.
a
Yeah.
bunch of people watching on Facebook.
Oh, my goodness. That
But
Facebook's
here's-
good for something, I guess.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. We can't divorce it. Oh, well. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that, too. So here's the question. Where are you two of them. Where are you going to be next? And where can people find you online?
I don't know and nowhere right now.
Oh, this is not good.
I know. It's a sad thing. But that's kind of where I've gone. A couple of years ago, if you go looking around, I'm not going to publish it, but there is an old Bandcamp sort of a compilation of early songs. But I have spent the last 2 or 3 years just working on writing songs and playing better. And I don't have someone else to record and mix. I can do it, but it just takes too much time. So I play here. There's a club that I probably will play at on St. Simon's Island called Palm Coast. I play on Joe Palmer's, my cousin's open mic. He's listening tonight on Monday nights, and I suppose people could show up to that if they wanted to.
Why don't you put a link to both of those items in the chat so that people can show up if they want
Okay.
to?
And then I'm on later tonight. I'm on Open Mic America.
Oh, well, that's good to mention that.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. This is a busy day for me.
Put that in the link also.
Yeah, I'll try.
I mean, in the
yeah,
chat also.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. But yeah, I'm woefully not. I'm pretty tech savvy, but I'm just actually above average, I would say. But yeah, I'm really not out there trying to push my wares. I really, a little bit that I play out, I like it. I like this a lot better. I've got to say, I got used to it doing Zoom. The music sounds better. The people, for the most part, are actually listening, and I enjoy this.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
I appreciate the opportunity to play. Yeah, I do.
Well, sure. Well, sure. Yeah, I love having you here. So the next one of these won't be till September. Let's see. And that will be with Seth Hoffman and Jennifer McQuaid. So I'm looking forward to that. That's on September, what is that? 8th. September 8th. The next time I'm playing will be here in Austin on September 11th. That's at Kick Butt Coffee. And then we're going to Northern California for a while. And I'll be playing at the Ravino Vineyard wine tasting venue on August 23rd. But other than that, I'm having a very relaxed month. You can find me at janseides.com. Well, relaxed for me. And check in the chat if you haven't already. There is the ever popular tip jar and lots of conversation going on over there. So you're missing half the show if you don't have your chat open.
Jen, I have a question.
Sir.
September 8th is the second Sunday. You're not going to be at Kick Butt?
No, I'm... Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's why I said, hey.
Oh, that's tricky, isn't it?
Well,
I didn't realize it was the second one. I may have to do something about that. But, yeah. Thank you for pointing it out. Otherwise, I would have just gone blithely into September. In any case, check out Bill's Bandcamp page.
No, I actually
I'm guessing.
don't. Don't. It's, no, go ahead if you want to.
Is
I'm
it
trying
built,
to let it. I'm trying to let it die a slow death.
and you'll refuse any cash offered, right?
That's right. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you can throw money at me, and I'll just throw it away.
No, you're supposed to throw it back.
Oh, I'll throw it back. I won't throw it away.
Okay.
I know. I'll give it to somebody.
Okay.
Everybody's
Rick's
offering.
ready. Yeah.
Somebody say money.
Okay, so here's my complaint. And the complaint is just that it should have happened already. I will not be leaving without a struggle. No one will have to say, don't go gently to that good night. I'll be kicking and screaming and hanging on to the door jambs, protesting all the way that I'm not done with this life. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. Maybe. Probably not. I believe Moses looked like Charlton Heston. And I believe he had a word with God. All I want to know is, when is it my turn? 'Cause I'm thinking miracles can't be all that hard. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. I want to see the face of peace. I want to hear the voice of truth. I want to know that dream is real, and then I'll make that choice. I want to see peace first. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth, but hold the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes, and then I'll be ready. I'll say goodbye, then I'll be ready. Probably not. Thank you.
Well, I at least found Charlton Heston. I don't know
You
about
did.
you.
I think that's a first.
And that's one of his more passive poses in one of his movies.
Yes, yes.
Jan, I've got a question for you. Once again, you know, as a songwriter who may be, you know, running out of songs as we do this, I'm going to kill some time. But no, I'm curious. I've played piano by ear, you know, since I was quite, you know, in my early 20s, and cannot sing when I play the piano. But I picked up the guitar, you know, a while back and was able to start doing that. How do you do both of those things? I can't do it. I find it to be different. Do you find it to be different or not?
Not very much, no. I had a friend who used to say if you could drive a car, you could play the piano. And I don't agree with that, just so you know.
Well, I think most of the people that play piano drive cars. But yeah, I get
Yeah. But the thing is, it gets to be sort of the same thing where, you know, you can have a conversation while you drive. You probably shouldn't, but you can.
Right.
Yeah. And this is kind of the same thing. Usually what happens is I practice the piano part until I can do it without having to think about it, and then I sing with it.
Just
Yeah,
don't write a song while you're playing a guitar or drive.
Okay, yeah.
No.
I really found that playing the guitar while I'm driving is really cumbersome. But you know,
Yes.
yeah. All right. Let's see. I am notorious for not doing my homework or reading things completely. I'm sure all of us are getting that way with the internet. It makes us skim everything. So I skimmed the information that Jan gave me, and I didn't really know the name of this show. So this actually I have this song with this title. It doesn't say this right here, but the name of the song is "What You Gonna Do on a Sunday Afternoon." So like, okay, I think I'll play it under that name here. So here we go. do on a Sunday afternoon? What you gonna do when the skies are blue and you don't know what to do? What you gonna do on a Sunday afternoon? But sit by the river and look at the sky and watch all the water go by. What you gonna do on a Sunday afternoon? What you gonna do when they finally haul you away? What you gonna do on a Sunday afternoon? But close my eyes and look at that sky and watch all the water go by. 'Cause I don't worry about what I'm gonna see. When I find my way home, that's where I'm gonna be. What you gonna do on a Sunday afternoon? What you gonna do when the skies are gray and the rain might wash you away? What you gonna do on a Sunday afternoon? But sit by the river and look at that sky and watch all the water go by.
Yeah, or come to the show.
I think a little Dairy Queen afternoon delight.
Well, there, that goes with it. There you go.
Yeah. That's not what I remember that meaning, but
Well, you know,
Well, it depends on your point of view. And actually,
there's
it goes
this
very well
broad
after what you
range.
were thinking. Yeah.
just checking.
Yeah.
I may be living on a different planet, who knows? So I have this collection, speaking of Sundays, I have this collection of biblical songs that are not really biblical. Well, they kind of are. They have their basis in Bible stories. But I wanted to tell the stories from the point of view of the person you never get to hear from. Either their story didn't get told because they were spear carriers and not the central point of the story. You know, spear carriers like the guy in the red shirt on Star Trek. Yeah, he's dead, Jim. Inevitably. Or that the story was told from a point of view that I thought was not the right one. So this is one of those. He was a pious man, but he was a brute, best any man in a fight. Paid for my favors, 'cause he had to. I was Delilah, woman of the night. Something about the man drew me. It wasn't love, but I pulled him to me. He'd be company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. I took him as my lover, afraid to refuse. And a girl gets tired of being alone, but he had enemies who wanted to use me, and I knew I was living in a danger zone. Well, something about the man drew me. It wasn't love, but I pulled him to me. He'd be company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. No one asked me why I did it, 'cause they all thought they knew. Here's the reason between you and me. I only took the money 'cause it meant that I'd be free. I didn't believe him. 3 times he had lied. The night he told me about cutting his hair, it sounded silly. So imagine my surprise. Now it's too late to decide that I cared. But something about the man drew me. It wasn't love, but I pulled him to me. He'd be company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. Now I've no company and no hope of the real thing.
Oh, that's a nice combination of lyrics and guitar. I like that.
Thank you. And it can be found on my website. The album is called Unsung. There is, subsequently after the album was released, there was a book with illustrations by myself and Vanessa Lively, who is an artist here in Austin. And it is also the source material for the first musical, which is also called Unsung.
Cool. Yeah.
The image here is from Samson and Delilah with Victor Mature in 1949.
Yes.
I remember seeing that movie.
I do too, but not in 1949.
Yeah.
I did.
And the caption is, "Do you get the point?" No.
He's chewing spearmint.
Oh, that's pretty good though. I like that. We started coming down to Georgia. We would, that's probably a song there somewhere, going down to Georgia. Anyway, probably about 10, 11 years ago, we would come for the winter, and then we ended up moving here. But as I travel around the small towns of Georgia, you know, I lived in Kentucky for a while, and of course, one of my neighbors, his last name is Boone, is actually related to Daniel Boone. He's like 6'6", you know, he's huge. But the idea that the state's been around for a long time, and Georgia certainly is that way. And you travel around, and you know, there's the old court squares and these really old buildings, and just a lot of history, I guess. So it makes me think sometimes about writing songs, and I do every once in a while, kind of old-timey, I call them just fake old-timey songs. But at this time, I guess I'm trying to imagine what it would be like to be someone who lived in a small town when cotton was the big thing down here, and something that might transpire, I guess. It's called I'm Going Away. I'm going away for a real long time. Well, I wish that you could come along too. I'm going away for a real long time. It's the only thing left for me to do. Well, I've been working at Cotton Bay most of my life. And know you expect to be my wife, but I just socked old Joe, I punched him in the eye, and now I'm on the run. 'Cause old Joe, well, he may die. Going up to Kansas, baby, they're picking in the fall. Riding on that big freight train, asleep against the wall. The clicking of the tracks is swimming in my sleep. I see you in your party dress. I'm trying not to weep. Well, I'm gonna wait for a real long time. I wish that you could come along too. Well, I'm gonna wait for a real long time. Well, I may be going to prison, baby, they catch me on the line. On a real good night, I'll just be sleeping in those pines, dreaming of your kisses, sweet as pecan pie. For a real long time. Well, I wish that you could come along too. Well, I'm gonna wait for a real long time. The only thing left for us to do is to dream and to know that I'm
You will be missed, Bill.
Missed? Why will we miss? That's like a new adventure. Yeah. See you later. That's what you say, you know. Bill who? Yeah, I don't know. I think there was a guy named Bill. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to prison.
Nah,
So
you don't know for sure, though, do you? Oh, yeah,
Yet.
probably not.
Yet. Yeah. These days I think about that a lot. But
That's
I
a
did
that's a totally different kind of bar.
Yes. Yeah, it's one I hope to see being utilized, but elsewhere. An orange jumpsuit to go with, yeah. Anyway, I'll get political later, but right now, speaking of bars, but here's what this is really about. I got kind of addicted to writing songs from someone else's point of view. So that's what this is. It was also proof that I am incapable of doing what's expected of me. I hear you cheering for me out there. I know I'm elegant and rare, and I think I am showing admirable restraint. Yes, I am. Fancy Dan there, his name is Roy. He's treating me like I'm some kind of toy, and I'm being practically a saint. See how his partner struts and prances. That's Siegfried. He thinks he's quite the dancer, but really, I'm the star of this show, which I know you know. Still, I guess I've got it good. 3 squares and a roof, so I guess I can put put up with that fool and his stupid megaphone. But sometimes I dream of India, and I'm lying in the sun beside the sea. Life was harder then, it was harder then. But I was free. Well, what's that fool Roy doing now? I think he's trying to get me to growl and give these folks a thrill for their applause. I think I'll give him a little slap, just an eensy-teensy little love pat. Not enough to hurt, just to remind him who's boss. Because last night I dreamed of India. I was lying in the sun beside the sea. Life was harder then, it was harder then. Yeah, well, I was free. I didn't mean to hurt him, but he's such a little squirt. And when the crowd began to scream, well, it was totally worth it, because last night I dreamed of India. There I was, beside the sea. Life was harder then, it was harder then. So I was free.
All right.
Thank you.
Look at that tiger. My goodness.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night.
That thing looks like it could eat you. It really does. It looks like it's right there.
It definitely would.
Yeah, if it were right there, I wouldn't be right here.
It might just nibble your ear a little bit, just to say hi.
Which we all know now is not fatal. And heals unbelievably fast.
Oh God.
Putting your head in a tiger's mouth, neep, neep, neep.
Well,
did that.
doing it once or twice, but doing it repeatedly, that's called an area of opportunity for something bad to happen. That's all I'm saying.
It gives a whole new meaning to lend me an ear.
All right. So this is sort of another fake old-timey song, I think. It's called I'm So Sad and Blue. And so I played this on my cousin's open mic, Joseph Palmer, who is, I don't know, those of you who are on Zoom can see he's hiding out there. He has an open mic on Monday nights. Oh, by the way, Joe, may not be there. We're going to be hurricaned in tomorrow. So hopefully our generator is working and we have some power. But we'll see. It's called I'm So Sad and Blue. I played it on it, and I just had the instrumental part, and it was this bouncy, happy thing. And then I said, but I'm going to write a sad song. And they go, no, you're not. And I said, well, it will be. So here it is. I'm so sad, well, I'm so sad and blue. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna cry, and it's all because of you, oh yeah. I'm so sad and blue, well, I'm sad and lonely, I'm sad and lonely too. Well, I'm sad and lonely, and it's all because of you. I leave my shoes in the middle of the floor. I sleep too much in bed. Well, I said I'm sorry like before. What should I do instead? What should I do? What could I do instead? Well, you're so mad. Well, you're mad and lonely. It's 'cause of what I do. Got so sad I bought a boat. It must have been filled with lead. Well, it turns out the boat, it didn't want to float, and I went to the bottom instead. Well, went to the bottom instead. Oh yeah. Now they're sure I'm dead. Well, pretty darn sure I'm dead. Well, you're so mad. Well, you're mad and lonely, and it's 'cause of what I do. Floated up from the bottom, I was feeling alright. Took time to catch my breath. Well, walked back home in the middle of the night and sneaked back into our bed. Oh yeah, sneaked into our bed. Well, I think she thought I was dead. Well, you're so mad. Well, you're sad and lonely, and it's 'cause of what I do. Well, we're so sad. Well, now we're so sad and blue. Well, we're so sad we're gonna cry. Well, what are we gonna do? Well, what are we gonna do? I don't know. We're so sad and blue. Well, we're sad and lonely. We're mad and lonely too. Well, we're sad and lonely 'cause of what we do. Well, now what are we gonna do? Well, we're so sad and blue. Well, we're sad and lonely. We're mad and lonely too. Well, we're sad and lonely, it's 'cause of what we do.
Aw. I went to see a performance of the Blue Man Group when we were in Chicago, and
I saw them in Chicago.
Yeah, they were.
Was it good?
They did a show that was so disgusting that I ended up with a little PTSD over it.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my God!
I never
don't
saw
remember it that way.
I just included it because blue.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say about that. It was just a big surprise.
We saw them, and it was long ago when they first sort of set up shop there in Chicago. And I think I might have, maybe even, no, I don't think I still lived there, but yeah, it wasn't like that. Either that or I got
had to
thicker
do
skin.
with regurgitated whatnot, and I was just,
You're losing it.
don't come anywhere near me.
Could you imagine having a hard night the night before and then going to that?
No. So, let's see. I said I'd get political later, so here it comes.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I was driving to Coffeyville, Kansas, where they do a week's worth of, you play for retirement communities and the local college and the local high school and a couple of other things. And it's a lot of fun. It's kind of arduous, but it's fun. And I was driving there right after the Coventry school thing happened. And all the flags were at half-mast. And at first I couldn't remember why. And then when I did remember, it really pissed me off. And the next stop I made, I posted on Facebook, this is what I'm looking at. And they might as well leave it that way if they're not going to do anything about the problem. And a couple weeks later, I got a message from Jen Cass, who is a songwriter in Michigan that I have a great deal of respect for. And the message was a set of lyrics. And they were wonderful. And I wrote back to congratulate her. And she said, well, it was your idea. And at first I didn't remember what she was talking about. And when I figured it out, I said, well, can I set them? And then it'll be a real collaboration. And she said, sure. So this is what I did to it. And she liked the results. So here it is. flags above my country are at half-mast once again. And we're burying our children and their teachers and their friends. Hey, law enforcement got him, and he only murdered 10. And the flags above my country are at half-mast once again. The flags above my country are at half-mast every day. And the folks who hold the power seem to have nothing to say. They just send their thoughts and prayers up to protect the NRA. So the flags above my country are at half-mast every day. Why not leave the flags at half-mast? It'll save us all some time. We can cut right to the part where we claim this is God's design, as we scroll the names and faces that were cut down in their pride. The flags above my country should be upside down today, 'cause the threat to life and property cannot be prayed away. And no good guy with a gun can stop a nation gone astray. And the flags above my country should be upside down today. Thank you.
Yeah. That's a sad song.
Yeah.
So now you made me move a song up the list.
Ah. I have that power, eh?
All right. This is I don't really know Rick at all, but I think he's just the man for the mission here. This is.
I'm not sure I know him either.
I think my guitar's broken. So this title of this song has a word in it that needs to be looked up. So if anybody has I don't know, say superpowers and the ability to look up a definition for a word, the word is esoteric, and this is called the esoteric blues. What's the point of writing a song where people don't know what the word means? I have no idea. I work in the morning, I work all day. I work all day, but I'm working for the man, and all I really wanna do is to play my guitar. Well, life's not treating me bad, no one's doing me wrong. I got those esoteric blues, I got those esoteric blues, I got those esoteric blues. They don't know what they are for sure, but they know that I do. I got sadness in my socks every time I try and walk. It puts those esoteric blues, it puts them way, way down in my shoe. I don't think I got them, but I do. I got those esoteric blues, I got them way, way down in my shoes. Well, I kiss you in the morning, well, I kiss you at night. I'll kiss you in the morning, in that morning's light, and all I really wanna do is stay here with you. Well, my baby's not treating me bad, she's not doing me wrong. I kiss my girl, I go to work, I do it all day long. I go to work, I kiss my girl, I do it all night long. But I got people saying things all around me that seem dangerously wrong. I got people saying things all around me that seem dangerously wrong. Well, they don't know when they're lying, they don't know when they're not. They make it up on the fly and then they serve it up hot. Do you see what that's caused? Do you see what it's brought? There's no more news on the box, just talking like a fox. No truth to their talks, they're just praying like some hawks. Just disinformation trying to elevate their stock. They put those esoteric blues, they put them way, way down in my shoes. I got those esoteric blues, I got those esoteric blues. I think you might have them too. We're painfully and dreadfully sad, and we know it's true. I got sadness in our socks every time we try and walk it blues. Those esoteric blues, they put them way, way down in our shoes. We need that backwards sci-fi time machine motion on our clocks. Some of that good old-fashioned backwards sci-fi time machine motion on our clocks. To get rid of those esoteric blues that are way, way down in our shoes. You got those esoteric blues, you got them way, way down in our shoes. Got 'em about you, do you got those esoteric blues? You got 'em way, way down in your shoes.
That's the image I was looking for your song, Jan.
Oh,
There you go. I thought the upside down flag was pretty good.
Yeah, well, it wound up being good at the end of the verse.
Uh-huh. Well, Jen is a lawyer, and so she based it mostly on what she knew to be true in the law. And that was, you're not supposed, like it's forbidden to fly the flag upside down unless there's distress. And there is. So here's another thing, as long as I'm singing about distress. The rest of the country is now aware that we have a climate problem. And I've heard people complaining about something that we've known down here in Texas for a very long time, and I'll bet you know it in Georgia too. And yesterday I was on a song circle where they were talking about in Massachusetts buying air conditioning for the first time. I remember when I was a kid in Michigan, like it was only cool really at night. And I would wake up as a child in the middle of the night and put my nose against the screen on the outside of the window and just breathe the cool air because it was such a relief. But it wasn't the kind of relief that we're talking about now when you walk inside in Austin, Texas, and your whole body relaxes and you didn't even know how tense it was because it's so freaking hot. So we just got a good rainstorm just before this show started, and the temperature dropped about 20 degrees to somewhere in the high 70s, which was summer in Michigan. So there's this. Saw it on the news today. They found a new planet not far away. Maybe a place to erase our past mistakes. But me and the wife, this here's our home. We'll stay, even if it's all alone, with the fires and the floods and the hurricanes and the quakes. Most of my neighbors agree there've been some changes, but most of them don't think that we're the ones to blame. But that's the same old sun and the same old sky. That's the same old moon rising every night, and the world keeps turning just like it's always done. Those are the same old stars, and that's the same old sun. Well, under that sun, we've made a mess. Thought it didn't matter, I guess. Now we're drowning in the poisons we have made. I hear the polar caps are losing ice. Can't see the stars for all of the lights, and even the oceans are filled with plastic waste. Any fool can see there've been some changes, with every one of us probably to blame. 'Cause that's the same old sun in the same old sky. Look, there's the same old moon rising every night, and the world keeps turning just like it's always done. That's the same old stars, and that's the same old sun. We're gonna keep on getting what we keep on getting if we keep on doing what we've always done. 'Cause it's the same old sun, the same old sky. Look, that's the same old moon rising every night, and this world keeps turning just like it's always done. Those are the same old stars, that's the same old sun. Yeah, those are the same old stars, and that's the same old sun.
Well, there you go. I got this while you were. Can you see that? I guess it's all whited out.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's all white.
Yeah, it says extreme alert, emergency alert, extreme, National Weather Service. A storm surge warning is in effect for this area for the danger of life-threatening flooding. This warning is issued up to 34 hours before hazardous conditions. So there you go. That came up right when you were
Lord.
singing your song.
You better get you a ladder.
Yeah.
Actually-
or some high shoes or something. Yeah.
Actually, leaving the premises might be wiser.
Yeah, this isn't supposed to be that. We're way up at 14 feet. So, I mean, it's,
14 feet.
Yeah, we're
That
higher
is
than.
up there.
Yeah, we're one of the highest spots on the island. The thing is it's going to rain a lot, but we should be okay. When it rains on an island, it just goes in the ocean. So as long as there isn't a big ocean surge, which
I like
what they're talking
Janet's. I like Janet's image over here in the comments in the chat.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
I
it
know.
yet.
Yeah, that's a little too scary.
Yeah, really, no kidding. I mean, one of the reasons that the hurricanes are getting stronger is because the ocean's getting warmer.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Well, we could all be like Icarus and just.
Well,
Yeah.
we're
My
getting
wax
melted.
wings are ready for the trip.
Wow.
So we are on our last round, looks like.
Oh, good. I'm
Yeah.
running out of stuff. I don't know if I'll make it. Let's see. How many songs are there in a round? I wonder.
Yours and mine. That's it.
Okay. Oh, good. This works just about right. I wanted to make sure I got to this song. All right. This is called Little Crab Talking on a Rock. And it's my newest song, I guess. It's played this when I went out to San Jose. It was kind of changed a little since I was there. And so we'll see what the latest edition of it sounds like. Let's see, Jan, you may need to mute, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty bird sitting in a tree, singing all day just for free. A pretty bird out on a limb, pretty bird in the park, way out of town. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do when the sun goes down? Old man sitting in his car, hasn't got much, so he can't go too far. Old man living in his car in the park. Old man living with that hungry sound. Well, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do when the sun goes down? Little crab sitting on a rock, well, what would he say if he could talk? Well, little crab sitting in the park on a rock, well, what would he say if he could talk? I'd rather be a bird than a man. I'd rather be a bird than a man. But I'd rather be a bird than a man, 'cause the people feel the bird is when they can't keep one eye open in the dark, 'cause it gets super scary in the dark when you're living in the park. Pretty bird eating at a feeder. Could his song, well, could it be any sweeter? Well, a pretty bird flying all around, just knocking them seeds right on down. Well, he's feeding them squirrels on the ground, feeding them squirrels on the ground, and them raccoons, well, then they come around. Well, people feed the feeder every day just to watch them birdies play. Old man sitting in his car, he hasn't got much, so we can't go too far. Well, old man living in his car in the park. Old man is living with a hungry hear his sound. What's he gonna do? Well, what's he gonna do? Well, what's he gonna do when the sun goes down? Little crab sitting on a rock. What would he say if he could talk? Well, little crab sitting on the park on a rock. Well, what would he say if he could talk? Well, I'd rather be a bird than a man. Well, I'd rather be a bird than a man. I'd rather be a bird than a man, 'cause people feed the birdies when they can. They keep one eye open in the dark, 'cause it gets super scary in the dark. Living in the park. Well, I'd rather be a bird than a man. I'd rather be a bird than a man. Well, I'd rather be a bird than a man. I'd rather be a bird than a man. Well, I'd rather be a bird than a man. Well, I'd rather be a bird than a man. When you're living in the park. I'd rather be a bird than a man when you're living in the park.
My goodness, me too. Birds have it fairly well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just always puzzled by that. We, go out of our way to feed birds, but we don't do so well feeding people.
Nope. If I understood that, if you understood that, we would both understand a lot.
Well, but then on the other side of it, is it just the lazy birds that come to the feeder?
No, it's the ones who know there's food there.
Yeah,
So
well.
it's the smart birds.
Yeah, maybe.
So, according to what I read the other day, the Earth got slapped with another solar storm. And this weekend, there's supposed to have been, and I'm not sure what they meant by weekend, there's supposed to have been northern lights all in the northern hemisphere, far further south than they usually are. They didn't make it all the way to Texas this time, and we had cloudy skies anyway this morning when I got up. So, I mean, that's the goal here. We used up all of our astronomical karma when we got to see the total eclipse for, I think it was about 30 seconds, just long enough to take a picture. And so our opportunity to see any astronomical things is now gone. It's all used up. But just so you know, on August 11th in the evening, if you have clear skies, you may be treated to a triple meteor. So there'll be falling stars everywhere. I know the Pleiades is one of them, and Perseids. I don't remember what the third one was, but it seems like you'd have a pretty good chance of seeing a meteor shower on August 11th. So this is about the Northern Lights, though, because I was really entranced by them. And while I'm at it, I'd like to thank Bill Palmer for saying yes to this, and to everybody else for being here to witness. Appreciate it. Magnetic fields fight their way across the skies to show us brilliant colors, the northern lights, and we are all reminded the beauty we have here, how fortunate we are to have protective atmosphere, and the home we share. The northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us, there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us. celestial looms weave the darkness into light. The dance above the planets to dazzle human eyes, and we are all reminded of vast eternity. How fortunate we are, however briefly, just to be. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us. It's a beautiful and deadly universe, and everything that we hold dear depends on our next choice. For though we send our rockets up to land on planet Mars, or lie back on the hillside to admire the stars, the northern lights remind us with their shimmering towers how fortunate we are to have this earth of ours. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us that there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us, the northern lights, the northern lights, the northern lights remind us.
All right.
Thank you. So if you're lucky and you're in the northern hemisphere and you get to see some northern lights, you can sing yourself that song if you like. Thank you for being here. Thank you again to Bill.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this was great.
Yeah, a
I'm
lot of fun.
Going to shut off the recording. And yes, I know. And the stream.
Dreaming. Yeah.